After the ball is over, after this game is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to Pen, Hook and Needles Podcast, episode 162. It's not Monday. No.
Nope.
It's Sunday.
Morning.
Sunday morning after church. It is July 7th. No,
July 5th.
July 5th. July 5th, 2015.
You went ahead and skipped Sunday, Monday, went right to Tuesday.
Yeah, I did. Okay, so it is July 5th, 2015 is Monday morning at about, it's almost...
It's not Monday morning.
9 o'clock. I know. I keep saying it's Monday morning because it's supposed to be Monday morning. Therefore, it is. Gosh darn it.
But we never do it on Monday morning anyway.
That's not true.
Anymore.
Yes. Okay. We want to welcome all... Oh, I am Marlisha, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I am Talia, also known as Franciscan Gypsy, everywhere on the internet.
Yeah, I'm most places that I'm active, I'm known as Lady Fernico. Unless you happen to pop into one of my writing sites, then I'm Shadowlight or Shadowlight1. We're going to welcome our new members before we go into the rest of the podcast. It might be a little long. We have prizes to give out this time, so beg your pardon.
Before we get started, get your cup of
whatever.
I have Lap Song.
Oh, you did get that. Okay, yeah.
Can't remember the full name of it. It's a nice tea.
Okay, then. That's very descriptive.
Lap Song Sushing, something like that.
Yeah. I almost picked some of that up for you at the tea shop when I went with Mrs. Helm.
Mm-hmm. It's a smoky smell.
Yeah, yeah. I have some chai tea. This is my Sunday chai tea in my big glass because it's Sunday. And Valeria, when I went to the tea shop, you had mentioned a tea, and I don't remember what kind it was. It had mint, I think it was, and you said licorice or something. And I found that at the tea shop, but I didn't pick it up because I didn't want it just then. But we do have it here, so I thought it was kind of cool. We want to welcome all new returning viewers. I want to thank you for joining us. It makes us happy that you want to spend some time with us. And I'm just writing Valeria's name down so I don't forget that we talked to her. I do want to get right into welcoming people who did officially join, in quotes. So
do they not join, or do they not officially? What's the quotes?
Officially, in quotes. There's no real official. But if they do want to take part in the Cal-Cals and things like that, they have to be official. So we want to welcome Laura Concert, who is Laura, and Al Stitch. I don't have a name for Al Stitch. I walked in from church after Mass this morning, checked my notes to see if I needed anything, and there she was. So she just made it under the wires. So we want to welcome her.
She's the cutest rabbit ever.
Oh, I love that. I think it's a snowy owl or a barn owl. I'm not sure.
He looks so happy.
It's so cute. I love it.
Or he looks like he's yawning.
Oh, but it's adorable.
He's adorable.
So we want to welcome both of you. And we want to welcome anyone else who is in the shadows and still not coming out to the light. Please do think about joining us if you think you like what we're doing here, so you can take part in the CALs and be eligible for prizes. We have a great group here, a lot of fun, very supportive. I want to go into our Autism Awareness prize draw. What took us so long, we were going to start about a half an hour ago, when I realized that we had an extra prize bundle from Bella Socks, and we hadn't pulled for them. So we had to go through the random number generator, and we had over 1,100 messages. I think it was 1141 or something like that. So, the chances of hitting a name were almost equal to the chances of hitting chatter. So it took us a little while to get those two names, those two extra names. So we had a great autism awareness. We were really excited about all the participation and all the chatter, and we got enabled severely, which is great. We want to thank our co-hosts, Emily, who is Chain of Fools from the Fibertown podcast, Nitty Girl, who is Heidi from the Undead Yarn podcast, and Nikki18229, who is Nicole from Nicolo's World. We had a blast doing it with them, and we hope you did too. And now for the prizes. We will ear burn you, but we only ear burn you this one time, and you will have a month to get back to us, because now that the group is as big as it is, it's hard for us to keep up with what's going on and keep ear burning people for prizes. So if you hear your name and you need to send us your address, please do it as quickly as you can, okay? Yes. I know we're horrible about getting to the post office, but a lot of times we're waiting for names to come in. Okay, so the first winner, these are the 6 patterns for the 6 Anastasia Sattel patterns, okay? The first winner for one of Anastasia's patterns is Allison Roseboom. Okay, so Allison, if you'll contact Anastasia and let her know which pattern it is you want from her.
And she does have knitted
patterns. She
has
knitted now, so you'll be able to do that. J Ladybug 671, you also have won an Anastasia Sattel pattern. Okay, so just contact Anastasia and let her know if you want a knit pattern or a crochet pattern. She'll gift it to you. Pattern Whisperer, you also won an Anastasia Sattel pattern, so you also need to contact Anastasia. Faithful Knitter, Katie. Katie, you need to contact Anastasia and let her know that you won one of her patterns. Family Diva, Sue. You also won a pattern from Anastasia Sattel, so let Anastasia know. Angie's Hip, I believe your name's actually Andrea. So Andrea, you have won the last of the Anastasia Sattel patterns, so please contact Anastasia and let her know which pattern you want. So those 6 people, 6 patterns, just contact Anastasia and she'll get you the patterns you want. Our first our first prize that is not a pattern is a medium Silver Sheds bag. I have to find it because I've got things stuffed in this bag here.
Not in the bag that's a prize, but...
No. Okay.
Very noisy.
I'm sorry, I do apologize. If you want to see these prizes, I have to go through these bags. Okay. This bag is a medium Silver Shed bag, and this bag goes to Blondie in Nevada.
Oh, she'll like that.
Okay, Blondie in Nevada. So you need to contact us, Patty. Let us know what your address is. I think we have it, but please PM me. PM me with your address, okay? Let me know that you saw this and you won this beautiful Silver Shed medium-sized frozen bag, okay? The next prize is a Silver Shed large bag donated by Ann Brody from Silver Shed. It is a large bag, and it is the bow ties fabric. Bow ties, and green stripes on the inside. Very nice bag. Davina fell in love with this bag, so this is a nice bag. And this is Manda Jane. So Manda Jane, send me your address. I think I have it, but again, just send it to me, and please, and I will get this out to you. We'll send it to you. And then we had another bag donated by HefB1. I think that is Helen. Yes, it is Helen. And she donated a large Silver Shed bag. I'll put that there. Puzzle pieces. How appropriate is that? With Anne's typical beautiful lining on the inside. Looks like blue geometrics or leaves or something. So this is going to Sally from Idaho. Okay, so Sally, please let me know your address.
Oh, good. Because I know she put in a lot on the sweater along. And
yeah, I felt bad that she didn't win anything in our group for that. So Sally from Idaho, you have that second large Silver Shed bag. Now, we have 2 more bags. They are from Denise from the Knitting Den, and she donated them, and we are very grateful for that as well. And they are both drawstring bags. You'll find the... Okay, one is in tissue paper, because she sent them in 2 different packages. Okay. This is from the Knitting Den. There are 2 Kiki-Boo bags, one for each of 2 winners. This the first drawstring bag. It looks like it's a little bit larger than her normal sock bag, and this one goes to, let's see, Teji Tots, who is Kira. So Teji Tots, Kira, let us know that you saw this and give us your address. Send me your address so we can send this out to you. And then there's another bag in here. It's the same as that one. It's a drawstring. And this one goes to Maria Wilhelmina, who is Marriott. Okay, Marriott, if you could send us your address. I think we have it as well, but like I said, I like to get them because I get really antsy if I don't.
I believe you also moved, so it'd be good to make sure.
Yeah,
we
you go
address.
from between two different places, so I need to know where you're at now. All right, so the Z-Dip bumper pills are in the bag, and I don't want to go digging for them right now, but there are 2 Z-Dip bumper pills. The first one goes to Sissy Knit Crochet, who is Sissy. So Sissy, you have a Z-Dip bumper pill coming. Just give us your address, send me your address. And Vani, who is Studio Von Design, you also want a Z-Dip bumper pill, so please send me your address, and we will get that out to you. Now we have, from our anonymous donor, we received yarn, and I can find the right bag for that. Let me see here. It's around here somewhere. So I just looked at it. She had it wrapped really pretty too. I just have to, unfortunately, the wrapping is not going to be intact. I have to rewrap it. What do I do with it?
I have no idea.
Oh, there it is. Okay, here it is.
Make sure you don't have the name shown.
Yeah, I won't. Well, I'm not going to show that part of it. Okay. Okay. This is from our anonymous donor, and the first one is a skein of yarn. It is the first one I pulled was for Valeria, and it's this beautiful Cascade Yarn Superwash Paints. This is Valeria. So Valeria,
Very
we
nice.
need your address so we can. Now you're in trouble, Valeria. Okay. And then the second skein of yarn from this anonymous donor, who is very generous, goes to Anne Fran. Anne Fran, what did you say her number was? 25.
Yeah.
Anne Fran. This is for Anne Fran, and this is Invictus yarn. Ooh, I've never used Invictus. So this is in this color here. It's a purple. Okay, and this is a Superwash Merino, 400 yards. Okay, sock yarn. And this one here is Cascade Paints 220 Superwash. So this one feels like it's more worsted, I think.
Eventually, when I find colors that are more my colors, I want to try Countess Blaze.
Me too.
Because I have heard so much about.
But this is
Liz
Countess
Invictus. Why am I thinking Countess Blaze?
because we have that as a prize.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's that. Okay, the next prize is not a physical prize. It is a $10 or less downloadable Ravelry pattern donated by Debbie Jackson, and that is Tigger Girl. Tigger Girl, you won that. Vanessa, contact Debbie Jackson, and she will
Take care of it.
take care of you. Okay, so that's a $10 or less pattern. Thank you, Debbie. Okay, now, the next prize is from Packing Knits Design. That's Heidi's Yarn Shop. Heidi Packing Knits, not Heidi Undead Yarn. Let me see, where did that one go?
Oh, the
to?
Heidi's.
Yeah, oh, this is really pretty. And this is one of her autism awareness colors. And it's still in the bag she sent it in. So this goes to Red Salt Box, who is Lisa. So Lisa, contact me with your address, and we will get this really pretty yarn out to you. Okay. Let's see. The Scano yarn. I can find it. We kind of got thrown for a loop today because, and I'm sorry I'm out of camera, but
It's your fault.
we had things happen this weekend that was just better if we did the podcast today. This is the Scano yarn.
That looks very.
It is
fuzzy.
very soft. Feel this though. It is extremely soft. And this goes to B-Wing. Okay. Brittany, I know we have your address. Send it anyway, just so we know you saw it. Okay.
Well, I don't think we have it. No, we do have Brittany's address, yeah.
Yeah. Brittany, we need your address anyway. This is yours. I don't have any clue what you're going to do with it. I look forward to seeing. Might make a nice toy. It's very
It
fun.
just makes me think of
It's very
Maureen
soft. Yes.
using it for a
Yes.
Bakery Bear Maine.
Yes, that's what I thought of when I saw it too. Okay. Okay. We don't have the physical for these two prizes either. The next two winners have won a single skein each from Undead Yarns. That's Heidi, our co-host. And you just go to her shop and choose what you want. Okay. The first person is Pocketses, who is Sharon. So Pocketses, you contact Heidi from Undead Yarn and tell her what skein of yarn in her shop that you want. I don't know if she has any restrictions. You'll have to ask her. I think she doesn't do the gradient set. And Knotted Oaks. And I don't have a name for you. She has that pretty avatar with the wedding gown.
Yeah.
Knotted Oaks, you need to contact Heidi as well, Undead Yarn, and tell her what skein of yarn you would prefer from her shop. And she will tell you, as I said, if there are any restrictions. Okay, we have two more prizes that are yarn prizes. They are from Emily, who is Fibertown, one of our other co-hosts. She sent us skeins of yarn. The two skeins of yarn goes to Give Me Cake, who is Emerald, and she gets these two skeins of yarn.
They're $140 each.
They're $140 each. They're short skeins, but together they look really pretty together. They make a nice hat or mitts or something. Very pretty. So,
neutral, but it has an undertone of something.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Like the gray has an undertone of
purple.
Yeah.
So this goes to Emerald. Yeah, it's purple.
Huh? It's almost brown.
Sport weight. It doesn't have a colorway on it, but it's like brown and then a gray, purpley kind of color.
Yeah.
And this goes to Emerald, who's Gimme Cake. So please, Emerald, address, PM me with your address.
I want cake.
I want cake. Debbie Jackson. Debbie,
Payback.
you won some yarn. You won tie-dye socks. This is really pretty. Okay, so just get me your address, Debbie, and we will get that out to you. Lots of prizes. I'm so jealous. Okay, we have. Do you remember when Talia showed you the teacup cozy and the tea bag cozy? Jan, who is Avi Designs, sent one of each for you guys for a prize. Okay, so
I need to get pick up one of these.
yeah, these are cool. Okay, the first winner, the one with the tea wallet, which is this, is Squeaky J7. And I couldn't find a name. Squeaky J7. So if you will contact me, and if you don't have your name on your I need to have your name and your avatar, your RAB name, so I know who you are, okay? Sometimes I have to look for you, and sometimes it's difficult to find. I have to do it by process of elimination. So I need all of you who have to contact me, full name and address, and your RAB name, okay? Please. All right, and then, so this is Squeaky J.
If they contact you on Ravelry,
7.
Mom, you'll automatically know their Ravelry name.
True. Full name. Okay, the tea wallet, the tea.
That's
This is the tea cozy. Tea cup bag.
Yeah.
Tea cup bag. This goes to Apple 380. Apple 380, contact me about this, and we will send it out to you as soon as you get your address to me, and we get to the post office. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, our last three prizes. I have to apologize because we had a wonderful donation from Bella Socks, and it was said we could keep it or we could donate it to the podcast, and we love what she gave us, but we thought we'd donate it forward, and we forgot to put her on the list. So this is from Bella Socks, who is Aileen, and wonderful, generous podcast gifts. Thank you very much. The first winner to benefit from this is HFB1, and what did I say her name was? Oh, I can't find her now.
Who are you looking for?
HEFB. Oh, there she is. She donated something. She donated Helen. Okay, Helen, you won the surprise prize.
Yes.
HEFB1, you won the Countess Ablaze yarn. which is this beauty.
And we've heard.
And I do want to try. I want to try this. This yarn is gorgeous.
I didn't want to try a particular color necessarily, but
It is absolutely gorgeous. It comes tied up in this beautiful little ribbon. It's a high twist yarn, and you got the little button, and it's quite a nice little button. So, Helen, contact me with your address, and we will get the Countess Ablaze out to you. Another person who benefited from this lovely gift is Jeanette93, who's Jeanette, I believe, and you got the Dancing Dog Dye Work set. Look at this color.
I looks like it's made for socks or something.
For socks, or maybe for a toy like a turtle.
Oh, well, this is a smaller amount.
Right, but they made a couple of these sets for the turtle and things like that. But anyway, whatever you decide to make with it, this is gorgeous. So Jeanette, get back to me with your address and your full name. And just when I thought we were done picking prizes, we had one more from Aileen in the same box, in the same bag. Excuse me, I need to take a drink. That's a little better. We have a No Makers. Where'd it go?
What are you looking for?
The No Makers bag. Ah, here it is. A No Makers. It looks like it's a small bag, and it looks like it's the Dr. Seuss. I don't know what I can't see. I think it's the Lorax. So this is the last prize. It's a No Makers Lorax bag, donated by Aileen, who's Bella Socks, and this goes to Mama C. So Mama C, I need your full name and address so we can send this out to you. We want to congratulate everybody who won, and we want to thank everybody who participated.
Indeed.
You guys made it so much fun.
And guys, we ended up, as a result of your support for Consistent Gypsy Designs patterns during the time of autism awareness, we ended up giving 100.4 to
$100.40. Okay.
To the
Autism Speaks.
yes, thank you.
Yeah, and I think Heidi gave something similar. So they made out really well from us. So thank you for your generosity in buying Taya's patterns for that, and buying Heidi's yarn for that.
Yes.
We really appreciate that very much. And those of you who, I know Packing Knits was giving some as well, so those of you who bought her yarn, her specialty yarn for that, we appreciate that as well. Okay, so we want to move on to current alongs. Current alongs. The read along?
Yes. It's going to be very brief on the cardiac read along, just simply because I'm off schedule and I'm tired. But it will be running from July 1st through September 30th. This week, because of the prize drawing, we aren't going to have any cardiac facts. We'll start up with that next week.
Right.
And
the same thing with the prizes.
Huh?
We won't be
Oh, yeah. Besides which, we don't have any of the physical prizes here.
Right.
So you have to use the color red in some significant way in your projects during this period of time. To be quite honest, as long as you have some red in it, I'm happy.
Because you don't want it to be like just one stripe.
Yeah, I'd like to have a fair amount of red, but I'm not going to be measuring and making sure you.
Right. Well, we didn't do that for the other one either.
Yeah. But we do want some sort of red in there. The information that we'll be giving each week will have a little bit to do with cardiac, what to watch for, some things that might prompt you to either change your diet, see your doctor, whatever. Whatever information is given during the cardiac read-along is not a replacement for seeing your doctor if you think you might be having cardiac or diabetic issues or any sort of issues.
We're not a supplement for medical. We do not replace medical advice.
No.
In fact, we don't give medical advice. We're just giving you facts.
We have two lovely, awesome,
amazing
co-hosts, Tanya Marie of the Sampler Girl podcast, and I'm sorry, we have three.
Mm-hmm.
We have Kenneth of the Turbo Knitter podcast, and we have Packing Knits, who has
she does not have a podcast. She just has a group called Packing Knits Designs.
Yes. And
she is doing her own. Well, she's joined with us. So
Yeah.
you can check out her group for the rules. You can quadruple dip just like you could last time,
Yeah.
as long as you're members of all 4 groups. And you can check her rules, which might be similar or different than ours. What else do you want?
But yeah, that's really. Oh, whips and FOs both be eligible to be drawn for prizes.
What is the length of this? What is the time period?
I said that, but you weren't listening to me.
I didn't hear it.
It's July 1st through September 30th. Oh, during this period of time, any of my pattern spots, the proceeds will be going to the American Heart Association. It's a very good organization. I've seen its benefits just in myself personally. They train not only laymen but also healthcare professionals to perform CPR. They recertify them. Actually, they certify them to begin with. They produce educational videos and other literature that educate people on what to do if a stroke occurs, if it looks like a heart attack occurs, just the different things to look for and how to act. So it's a very good and worthy organization. So during the read along, proceeds for all my patterns will be going to American Heart Association.
Okay, and we do have some donators already, which is amazing. Victorian Studios, is Maureen, is providing a $10 U.S. pattern for $10 U.S. as in money pattern from Ravelry. Okay, and we will have a copy of a crochet red book and a copy of the knit red book, which will come to you from Amazon. We'll send it from Amazon.
Yes.
And Ty, you said you had others?
Other what?
Prizes? Donations? You can wait until next week. Just say we have them if you want.
Yeah, I'd rather go through them when I'm a little more awake.
Okay. I do want to touch on Heidi, who is packing knits. She has a specialty yarn that she has developed specifically for the cardiac cow-cows, and it is the colorway is what is it?
Hearts of Flutter.
Hearts of Flutter. It's Hearts of Flutter. I don't know if she's also giving money from the sale for other yarns or not. Go to her group or her Etsy shop and check out. Her Etsy shop is it's Packing Knits Design, and we'll have a link in the show notes. And you can also find it on.
I just have the link to the One Special Yarns. They can visit the
right.
shop
That's
from
fine.
there.
That's fine. So you can.
It is not the official. Like, you don't get extra points for knitting.
No,
with that yarn.
this is not an official yarn. It's her raising funds for Mayo Clinic. That's hers.
Mayo Clinic is another awesome organization.
That doesn't have anything to do with us. It's what she's doing for her part. We're not doing any specialty yarns or anything. The only thing we're doing special is if you buy Talia's patterns, that will go to Mayo Clinic.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay.
Not Mayo Clinic. American Heart Association.
I'm sorry, American Heart Association. Okay. But both are very good institutions.
Yes.
All right, so we have whips. We
Yes.
have rough drafts, even.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You go first.
How many do you have?
4.
Okay.
Well, plus what I have in my hand, so 5.
Yeah. Yeah, because you did that to me last time where you claimed something and then it ended up...
Well, no, I didn't. I wasn't going to show it. No sleepies.
Tell you sleepies.
No sleepies.
Sleepies.
No sleepies.
Sleepies.
And if you hear noises walking around, it is a Sunday
If
morning.
you hear noises walking around?
Yeah, that's Davina.
Noises walk?
Davina's a noise. She's an embodiment of noise.
In the Creepy Llamas bag. Creepy Cute Llamas. And this is a Plover Bird bag. Whoops. This one makes me kind of sad right now.
Yeah. Now, Allison, brace yourself. Okay, sit down. Are you seated now, Allison?
I think if not, she's...
Have a chair nearby
Yeah.
or a pillow or something.
This is the Fisherman's Cardigan. It is a Sarah pattern by Jennifer Hagen. I'm using Baroque Comfort Chunky in the Barley colorway. It still exists. There's a problem with it though. I did about 4 rows last night. Looked back and saw where I cabled wrong. I was going to ignore it, and then I realized I put too much work into this to ignore it, I am going to tink back, and it's gonna be like another 4 or 5 rows or something. I have to tink back. Have you ever tinked back complex cables? It's a pain in the neck.
Did you say you should do it on the back?
No, I tink back on the front so I could see exactly.
Okay. What were you talking about that you tink back on the back? Or did I misunderstand?
You misunderstood.
Well, we were in different rooms, so it was hard to hear you. So.
What I was saying was that when I was doing a wrong side row, it went a little quicker because it was a non-pattern row. But you see where that red stitch marker is? I'm going to try to reposition this puppy. Now you can kind of see right here.
Yeah.
That there, where the red stitch marker is, that part should have been underneath the...
I see, yeah.
Yeah, this should have been underneath this here.
Because I got up this morning, she was like, well, I think I can live with that. I said, well, you put a lot of work into that. Do you really want to, do what you think you can. If you can, that's fine. But you better think about it, And
it's the only place where I've made that mistake. And I was probably too tired, shouldn't have been working on it. And I didn't see it until I was several rows, like 16 rows above it. So it's a little sad because it's back. All the progress I made last night and for the past couple weeks, I have to take back. So, I guess it was at least not way down at the bottom, because I probably would have just frogged it at that point, because I'm not tinking back a whole sweater and I'm not starting it all over. Not right away. So, but no, it's okay. It's fairly high up, and the rest of the sweater is just fine. It was right in the center panel too, where that's the one part where I could not forgive a mistake. I could maybe ignore it in a different part of the sweater, but the center panel I couldn't. But yeah, I had to continue tinking that back, and then try to regain my progress again. It'll just take a little bit longer, but it'll be worth it. So, a little sad there. Mama.
Okay. So what I do now?
Yep.
Okay, I guess I'll show you what I'm working on in a second here. This is just another playing around thing. This is a baby hat, my own pattern.
Oh, that reminds me, speaking of baby hats, there is a thread up in...
Well, you can do that in the...
I meant to talk about it at the beginning, but...
Well, go ahead.
Because it's related to your thing.
Right.
There is a thread up in the PHN Ravelry group about donating hats to the hospital here. They give, with every baby that's born at the hospital, they give them a hand crocheted, hand knitted, or actually crocheted or knitted. I guess you could do machine knitting if you really wanted to. A handmade hat, knitted or crocheted. And they're desperate for donations. They particularly need baby boy hats. They did not specify like preemie, newborn, whatever. I would think newborn because we're a small hospital, and we send the more risky babies to a higher level of care. That being said, I don't think they'll turn their noses up at any donation.
Right. And I think Talia was saying too that if you want to send something other than a hat, we can put it in the gift shop, or we can put it at the pregnancy center.
Yeah.
So, or we'll put it, wherever, the Christmas table or whatever, we'll put stuff. But the hats are what we're really looking for. Hats and other things that are baby related.
And if you find that's something that you're interested in, just send me a PM, and I will get you our address, and I will drop the whatever I receive of the hospital.
And somebody PM'd me, which is fine,
Mhm.
and I just wanted to make sure that she knew. I forget who it was because I've had a couple of messages from different people about different things, but she knows who she is. She contacted me about the hospital and what kind of hats and if people in her church group could do it with her and all this. I
Yeah.
did respond to you. I don't know if you were gone for the 4th of July or if you've seen it or whatever. I just wanted to let you know that I did respond to you.
And in the thread, I have it mentioned in there. Share your favorite baby hat patterns. Share
Knit and crochet.
Yeah,
please.
what yarns you think are good.
Right.
Share your finished hats, your progress. It's not for prizes, it's more for... That thread is just for fun.
This is for giving back.
Yeah, this is for giving back, and you might as well enjoy the thread.
So, and Sue, I know you have a lot of experience with this, Family Diva. Your expertise and anyone else's who does a lot of this would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so
that was a long roundabout way to talk about your...
This is my baby hat. Sort of. It's just started. Brittany, I'm still playing around with this pattern to see how it works. If I can get it to work consistently, I'll write it up for you. I'm still working it though, okay? And this right now I'm using an F hook. And this is Kaleidoscope yarn, which is Cascade.
And that's the other thing. We always say is that it needs to be machine washable, machine dryable.
It doesn't have to be acrylic.
Because they didn't specify.
They didn't specify, but it needs to be machine washed.
Yeah, just that way whoever gets it doesn't have to worry about the care.
They didn't say anything about wool either. I'm wondering, though, if that's an issue.
They didn't mention anything.
Okay. Okay. So, excuse me. Okay. But anyway, this is Kaleidoscope yarn from Cascade. I think it's a DK or a Sport. It has an F hook on the recommended needle, recommended hook. So it is smaller than what I tried to. I am noticing that if I use a heavier yarn than a DK, that it feels too heavy to be a baby hat for someone coming home from the hospital. It's more like a winter hat. So you might want to consider doing DK and lighter for the hats unless you have a specific pattern that calls for a worsted for that. Okay. No bag for that one right now.
Okay, so the next one that got some love is the Horse Blanket Shawl, which is the Gaskell pattern by Sarah Jordan. And I'm using Brown Sheep Lamb's Pride worsted in the colorway Charcoal Heather. Oopsie. And it's in my Nursing Hats Silver Shed bag.
And that's the 1X?
Yes.
You really have to keep an eye on it for the 2Xs, especially for the more popular fabrics.
So, still decreasing my way. Slowly but surely getting to the point where I can start thinking about being done, but it's definitely not there yet.
It is so pretty.
It is, and I hope it won't be too itchy, but it is what it is, and I do love this shawl. So, I look forward to eventually having this. Let's see, let me throw the yarn back in the bag.
I started making this hat and was wondering why it was like this. I realized I hadn't done any increases on it. It just going round and round and round with no increases.
That would explain it.
Yeah, it would. Is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay, let me just get this stitch done. All right, my project is in my Silver Shed Star Wars Emblems bag. This is the 1X. This is my Colonial Blue Sweater project from the Beginner Cardi pattern. I forgot to bring the book. It's over there. This is Shannon Mullet-Bowlesby's new book, which is fantastic. Thank you, Shannon.
Designer Crochet is the name of the book.
Designer Crochet.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for all the information, Shannon, that you gave us regarding counting stitches and all the other stuff.
And Pattern Whisper, thank you for catching that I tagged the wrong sweater.
Yeah, I meant to say something to you. Not that I didn't see it this time, but remember I told you when I first tried to tag it, there are 2 sweaters like that he has a Beginner Cardi. I made the other one, too. So, my peacock one, or my dragonfly one. But this is how far... Let me take the hook out here.
You might not put the doohickey in there.
There it is. There it is. So I got some done on it. Not a whole lot, but I got some done on it.
And you might want to explain, everything above the
yeah, everything above the
stitch
double
marker.
double stitch marker there is the work I did. And I would have gotten more done. I have two problems when I do Shannon's sweater, and it has nothing to do with this pattern. It has to do with the light in my house, and it had to do with the fact that I was trying to finish something. So this should get some more work later on. I like working the stitch. The stitch is really easy, and I just have to keep an eye on my row count because I tend to forget to tick it off. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this, and I did have to go down a needle, down a hook, but I didn't. That wasn't a problem. I didn't have to change yarns. I didn't have to go down multiple hooks, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, you actually got it out of the gauge.
I did.
Okay, so next one I'm going to talk about is...
Oh, I'm sorry to tell you. The yarn is Cascade 220 Sport Superwash. I want to mention that. It was Yarn Support, and I want to make sure I give them the yarn I'm using.
This is Chance, Timmy the Timid Turtle by me, and I'm using Knit Picks Brava worsted in the colorway orange, and I'm using Chroma in the colorway Carnival. So there is the disembodied turtle head.
Head, turtle head.
The turtle body is coming along nicely.
I think you're where I am now.
I could be.
I didn't work on the turtle at
I
all.
haven't stuffed yet. I'm not near stuffing yet, but
I haven't either. I started stuffing the other one, but not this one.
so there is a light at the end of the turtle tunnel.
And this is going to take a lot of stuffing.
Yes, which is what I wanted. I wanted a nice big pillow turtle. Although it doesn't feel quite as big as my first one for some reason. It might be because I haven't stuffed it yet.
Right. Well, mine does feel a lot bigger than Sammy. So we'll see what happens. I don't know why. The head feels bigger, not the body.
Yeah, you noticed that the head felt bigger.
Which is just something to do with yarn, I guess, and
Well, it's the same yarn.
not for the. I guess the body it was too.
Everything was the same. You used the exact same yarn I did.
Huh. Maybe.
It's a different color.
Maybe it's.
Although you might have loosened a little bit.
Maybe. But I don't know if I used the same yarn when I did the Sammy as I did for both. I don't know what that pink is.
Oh, I could have sworn you used...
Because it might be Hobby Lobby. I don't know.
No, Hobby Lobby would stretch more.
Yeah, it would.
But yeah, that's it for this.
Okay, let me push on here. So
After I finish this gel, I'll just have the two little feet. So
okay, my next project I cannot show you. It's in my Sarah Monet bag. It's Taya's Mike Platypus.
Mhm.
I can never remember it. It was my husband's name. I should be able to remember it. It's the Mr. PHN Platypus. I cannot show it to you. Actually, it's not in this bag. It is in.
it's actually sticking out a little bit.
Yeah. I can't show it to you. It's in this bag. My extra large sweater bag from Knitting to My Bag, the puzzle pieces fabric. And I have started stuffing it, which is why it's kind of sticking out of the top and I can't really show it to you. So I'm having fun with that project. I did a lot of work on him this week. I wanted to get a little more on track.
Next one is my secret project. This is the one in design. Can't show it to you. I will tell you, however, that the head is finished. Not all the pieces for the head, but the main part of the head just got finished tonight. Which is exciting. Still waiting to hear back from Knit Picks about whether or not they have accepted this pattern, but they said it would take about 30 days since the day of my request, and it hasn't been that yet.
It's only been about 2 weeks.
Huh?
It's only been about 2 weeks.
Yeah. And this is in my Kissing Bunnies plover bag. It pretty much just seems to carry my new designs when I'm working on them. And this was her sweater size before she closed shop.
Right. Okay. My next project is my Hopes and Dreams shawl from the Just Knit It pattern by Susan Ashcroft, which I'm enjoying immensely. This one is in my my Sarah Monet bag. I call it Sarah Monet because even though I think it's Sarah, I think that's the name of the artist. I call it Monet. So. My tea is starting to get cold. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
mine has gotten cold.
I have worked on this. It just doesn't look like I have. It has gotten a little bigger. It's fingering weight yarn on size 3 needles.
And what
I
are
can see a
you
little
knitting
bit
on
of
this
color.
for?
I am doing this for the Bakery Bears patrons' favorite color along, Cal. And it goes to, I think, August 21st or September 21st or something like that.
Something like that.
It's a nice long Cal. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I am working on it, and I really like this, and I probably will make it again in a larger yarn.
And she'll finish it at some point, but she might not finish in time.
Right, that's what I meant to say. I really like this. I blame Kay for my interest in knitting, Kay and Tanya Marie. They are fantastic. Kay's videos and tutorials are wonderful. Her patterns, I have interest, but they look doable to me. So, like, as soon as I finish this one, I want to do the Weigh It, and I want to do her newest one, and then I want to pop into her Messalina, and then maybe go over to Tanya's Corja. So I have and Susan Ashcroft, I just looked up her stuff. If you're a beginning knitter, she has a lot of patterns that look really beginner friendly. But anyway, Kay is my motivator, Kay and Tanya. So this is exciting. I love this pattern. I love the color, and this is definitely for the favorite color along. Another one I can't work at certain times and lights of day because it's so dark. And the yarn is Hobbly-Hoy, and it's a mistake.
It's not Hobbly-Hoy.
No, I keep saying Hobbly-Hoy. It's Gourmet Stash.
Yeah.
And it's a mistake skein, 2 skeins, mistake skeins that I think are just gorgeous, and I wish you'd make more mistakes like that and sell them to me. Okay.
So in my Ploverbird TARDIS bag, bigger on the inside, is my Corazon. It's the Yowza Way Shawl 3 by Susan B. Anderson. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza skein in the colorway Gotta Love Me. And I'm hoping to use 2 skeins to make an extra large shawl.
I want to make this next too.
And it's grown a lot because this has been my TV knitting. Because
What are your needles? What kind of needles?
What do you mean, what kind?
What is this? What is the?
Oh, the brand. This is my Chagoo's.
Your Chagoo
red lace twists. Yeah. This is my preferred needle because they don't tend to get as.
Are they interchangeables or fixed?
Interchangeables. I don't do fixed.
I was listening to somebody who said they thought they liked interchangeables more, but they preferred the fixed because the joins aren't as.
It depends. Like, I haven't had an issue with joins really.
If I'm doing it tight, I sometimes do, but.
You tend to knit tight because you're a new knitter, but also those wood needles you like don't help.
I like knit picks.
I don't like wood needles.
I like wood.
They slow me down.
Right now, I need to be slower so I can.
I want to try.
She wants to try the Addie's. Addie Clicks or Addie's Sock Rockets.
Sock Rockets. Well, yeah, I think it's Sock Rockets.
There was one set that somebody said they didn't like. Turbos. I forget which one was.
I want the ones that are sharp.
They have sharps. The Hi-Hi's have sharps. Those are the ones that Dawn likes.
Well, I have Hi-Hi's as well, but they're a little dull for my liking.
I think both Dawn and Amy like Hi-Hi sharps.
No, Amy likes hers duller.
Does she? Well, you said that they're duller.
Yeah. I don't think my sets are sharp.
Maybe it was Amy who said that she didn't like the Sock Rockets or whatever they were.
She might not, because she doesn't like the really sharp needles.
Poor Amy. Every time we say her name and she sees it on the podcast, she wonders if we're going to be... Because remember, for a while we would pick on her almost every podcast.
But I do want to try Addie's at some point. The ones that are sharper and just nice and slick, because I like nice slick needles. I'm
going to try their hooks, I think.
But this is how it is building up so far. I think it's quite a significant amount of growth since.
Well, yeah. And this is worsted though, right? With DK?
DK, yeah, worsted.
Yeah.
It's Miss Babs.
It's Miss Babs, which is that DK light worsted.
Probably a better idea is to see my... Oops, that's not the right... I thought that fell awfully light. So it's still a fair amount in here. Quite a bit in here. I got excited because I reached down and I grabbed my knit picks instead. It's like, oh, that's a lot more than I realized now.
This yarn goes on and on and on. It's fantastic.
It is. And
somebody, I was reading somewhere, they said Miss Babs does a very generous skein.
Karen was saying that.
Yeah.
It actually says it in the pattern as well.
I mean, the fact that she says 560, it might be a little over.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
But this has been a very enjoyable project.
I love Miss Babs yarn.
So.
Okay. All right. The next one didn't get a whole lot of work, and the only reason it's here is because I'm going to be doing it for the Cardiac Red Long.
Oh, yeah, and I'm doing this for the Cardiac Red Long and for the favorite color.
Right. Taya helped me to well, actually, she tinked it back for me, just so we've done. And
well, it wasn't a matter of tinking back for this.
I tinked back part of the way, and then she dropped. What she did, she laddered for me.
Yeah.
So
because you were able to tink down.
Bubbles.
You might want to explain why you say bubbles.
I say it every podcast. They know what I'm talking about.
She's seeing the screensaver. I don't want you to seem insane, more insane than you already do.
Okay. Did I lose a stitch? No. Okay.
Let me make sure you didn't lose a stitch.
They're pretty far down on the...
Oh, yeah, you're fine. That's just your pearls.
Yeah. Okay, so this is my... I started this with Tanya Marie ages ago when she was doing this. She was finishing it up. And it's a newborn baby blanket pattern by Alta Green. And I'm using 10.5 millimeter needles and Knit Picks Bravo worsted yarn in red. And I just, like I said, I only tinked back to the point where Taya could fix it for me.
And I hate when I have to fix her knitting because she uses the wooden needles.
I know, but I like my wooden needles.
They stick terribly.
I like my Knit Picks. When I get better, maybe I'll go to metals, but I don't think so. Maybe.
Well, it's not for everybody. I know plenty of people who like the wooden ones. I just don't like them.
So,
and besides, once you have a bad experience with your knitting catching on.
Right. So you can see the front and the back, which I like. I didn't do very much. I think I only did like maybe 20 or 30 stitches on here because I wanted to do something else and not get confused with the knitting projects. I actually have more things on my knitting needles. Well, for a while there, I had like 3 or 4 projects on my knitting needles, and I was getting myself confused. So I will be working on this in the next week or two. I don't know if I'll finish it. I hope to. I don't know if it'll be good enough to give anybody. My tension's a little off, but it'll be done, and it'll be a learning experience. In my French lady's bag, this is my bag, medium-sized bag.
Maybe you can use it as a dishcloth.
Well, it's too big for a dishcloth. I can give it.
I
can give it to somebody for a baby doll blanket or something. If
or
it's
you
not
can
good
use
enough.
it to dry things.
A towel?
Towel, yeah.
Maybe.
Well, if you wanted to keep it.
I do want to keep it.
So there you go.
I'll give it a blanket, one of my dolls. One of my toys back there. But that's that. Do you have any more?
Yes. In my knitting's my bag.
That's not knitting's my bag.
Wow. Obviously, I'm tired. I know this isn't knitting's my bag. This is Kikibu bags.
Allison, you're getting your share of the tired Taya stuff, so this is going to last you for a while.
This is Kikibu bags. This is
from the tea
kit. And this is prior to your new tags. There we go.
How do we decide who got what color? Because we went through a whole thing where, because I had the dark brown one.
I basically let you choose.
But I couldn't decide either because I didn't know. So I think we flipped a coin or something eventually because they're both really pretty.
Yeah. So I think it had something to do with something that came with it.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I can't remember what came with it, but that's what it was based on.
I think you're right.
Don't
remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either. This is the I'm calling it It's a Boy, but it's the Swirl Hat pattern by Mandy Harrington. It's a free pattern, and the sizes range from preemie to adult.
And I like patterns like that.
I'm using Yarn Bee Walk Away sock yarn in the colorway Heel to Toe. This is a discontinued yarn apparently, and
Didn't you just buy that?
I've had this a little while.
Oh, it's Stash yarn. Okay.
Yeah, it's Stash. And I cast this on for the hospital. And I decided that I haven't worked with DPNs for a while. I actually kind of enjoy DPNs, and this way I don't have to. It's like knitting a sock without having to worry about the sockiness of it.
The sockiness?
I don't. I like doing the gusset. I like Kitchenering. I don't particularly enjoy the long leg or the long foot, and I don't like how socks feel on my feet because they make my feet. Those socks feel on my feet.
I was having a conversation with somebody about the socks.
I know Sue and I were talking about them.
Yeah, I was talking to Pattern Whisperer, I think it was, about the socks.
Knitted socks just make my feet itch and they roll down, and
I like socks, but they have to be. I think I need a lot of ribbing on my socks.
I had a fair amount of ribbing. It just itched.
It has to stay up on my leg.
I'm also a little bit sensitive to, not sensitive, but I do react to really over-dyed.
Right.
It makes my skin itch a little bit.
And you might be sensitive like the Princess and the Pea kind of thing on the bottom of your feet to the.
Yeah.
You know.
So I have always had a little bit of a sensitivity toward
we had
fabrics
to we had to change laundry detergent and stuff for sensitive skin for her because she would just she's a pain.
So that's probably one of the main reasons I don't enjoy knitted socks. I just don't like the way they feel. But this gives me the joy of knitting them without knitting an actual sock, because I do get rather tired of the socks. Because someone was asking why we don't knit socks.
Just don't.
Well, you aren't going to see the pattern very well because this, I'm not very far along. But I finished the ribbing and I'm
color.
getting into the actual pattern section. Yeah, it's a fun color. And it looks very small right now, but it will stretch. It's just that it's on the DPNs, and I'm not going to make it stretch on the DPNs. And my preference for knitting with DPNs is to knit with 5 DPNs, have my stitches spread across 4 DPNs, and knit with the 5th one. I know a lot of people will knit with 4, will have 4 DPNs and knit with the 4th one while having their stitches across 3. But I prefer this method. So yeah, I started this last night. And I cast on a grand total of 80 stitches. I did not swatch. I just took the needle suggested and cast on with that. Because I didn't feel like swatching for baby hats. I will swatch for sweaters, and that is about it.
You swatch for things that need to be fitting properly.
I swatch for sweaters, and that's about it.
Well, that's all you do that fits properly.
Yeah.
You don't do anything else. I mean, I might swatch for a hat with my gauge, but everything else is like, I hate swatching. But it's important. I do swatch for sweaters and things. I don't swatch for shawls. I just get extra yarn. I get extra yarn and go down a hook.
But that's all my projects.
Okay, do you have any on the bookshelf?
That's our
FOs.
FOs? No, I don't.
Okay, I have a couple. The first one wasn't even on the hooks last week. I actually did it. I could have done it in one sitting, but I just do things like this. We sat down. I had a pattern in my hand. We were going to watch television, my husband and I, for a date night. And I'm looking at it, and I had to pay attention to this a little bit. So I tore it out, and I started over and did something out of my head, and I could have finished it if I had started earlier, but I didn't. I did. So this is a baby hat. It looks like it's probably a preemie hat, but it's my own pattern. It's a little altered from the other one. It's a little small, but it does stretch. The picture on my project page is on a life-size baby doll. My husband, I was supposed to bring it, but Mr. PHN is in his art room doing his art, so I don't want to knock on the door and pick it up. But if you see it on my project page, the picture of this hat is on that doll. He uses it for his painting. Like if one of us needs to hold a baby or something.
Doll.
I wasn't going to go there. He's going to knock you silly. Anyway, so this is the hat. This one's going to go to the hospital. Hopefully they can use it. I think it'll be okay for a baby, a small baby, 6-pounder or maybe even a 7-pounder, but it does stretch. So that I finished. I used an F hook and Knit Picks Brava Sport, and this is the Dove Heather, or Heather Dove, or whatever it's called. This is called the Dove Baby Hat. It only took me about 2 hours, maybe, something like that. So the thing I'm having to figure out is how to count the stitches in between the post stitches. I've been kind of fudging that. I'm going to have to work on that. But I had a lot of fun making this. It's in my Ploverbird sock size Je T'aime bag.
And I need to find something to put all these hats in.
Yeah, we need to find a box or something. I mean, I have a little basket.
What I might do is set aside maybe a bag I don't use that much.
Right. It has to be a pretty good sized bag, though.
Well, I got a lot of those.
We have that. We each have one of those. Remember when we first started, and I got you for Christmas the really solid frame bag, and I'm
using them for needles and stuff.
Oh, okay. I've got that. I can use that.
Or I also have some of those Slip Stitch Studio ones.
Right.
They're a little too floppy.
I only have one of those, and I'm using that for fiber.
I have a couple there I have, and they're a little too floppy for my taste for projects. They're very good bags.
Oh, we love the Slip Stitch Studio. It's just it doesn't stand up well enough. So like she's using it for one thing, and I'm using it for my fiber fill. So it.
And I love the fabrics, but I could stick baby hats in there. I have a fun Firefly one. I'll just stick them in that.
Okay, I have one more. Okay, I finished it. Okay, I finished the and I'm excited about this.
You're only gonna tell Kay? Dan can't listen?
No, Dan, you have to close your ears. No, I'll use the force for Dan. Okay, Dan. Okay, better write them down before I forget. I already have Kay down. Okay. I finished my Hopeful Cowl, which is the handbrake pattern from K.F. Jones. I even did the bind-off by myself.
All by herself.
All by myself. I was so proud of myself. I sound like a baby, but I don't care. I have not...
By yourself.
By myself.
By yourself.
I haven't woven in the ends yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to block this lightly. I know there are mistakes in here, but obviously they are not very easily seen because I showed it to my husband. He commented. I said, "Do you want?" He said, "Yes." Don't hesitation. This belongs to my husband. Dan, my husband saw this. My husband does not like anything that smacks of being feminine.
So good job.
He likes this. He says it'll go under his new leather jacket this winter. I'm really excited that he likes it. I love making the pattern anyway. I love the fact that the proceeds go to cancer research, but the fact that my husband wanted it, because he never wants anything, he wanted this. And it just turned out beautifully. I love the way it turned out. I will make it again. Kay, I wanted to ask you, you have one where you cast on such and such amount of stitches, and you have another where you catch, for the long one you have such and such stitches. Is there a set mathematical type thing you have to use if I wanted to do between it?
Do you have a
middle
repeats, like a number for your repeats in it? For example, if like your pattern repeat number, like okay, you just repeat a certain amount of stitches as long as you have a as long as you have a what's it called, a count that's a divisible by 2
right,
or divisible.
It's called multiples.
Multiple. Thank you. I'm tired.
It's called multiples in crochet at least. My point is, if you started off, and I'm not giving numbers that she has as a paid-for pattern. It's only £1. You can buy it and see. But if you start out with 100 for one, and you start out with 200 for another, if I decide to do 150 stitches, would I have to change anything, or can I just do what it says with that altered amount of stitches? Is what I'm trying to get at. I don't want a small, I don't want a large, I want a medium that'll just hang. Can I do a medium amount of stitches without having to worry about the repeats being off? Okay?
Or does the repeat need to be a certain multiple?
Right. So, hopefully Kay will see this, and if she doesn't, I might shoot her a PM. Because I really want to do this again, but I think I'd want it somewhere in between so it just lays flat against me. because the short one I think is too close on my neck. Love this pattern, Kay. Absolutely fantastic. And Dan, I think Dan envisioned it and Kay put it together, or they did it together. And this is my plover bird bag, owls that Davina gave me for Christmas, and I had a blast with this. Very, very much.
She did a very good job.
Okay. All right.
Royalties?
Royalties. Do you have anything? We both have something.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 2 crafty classes. They were on sale. They're both knitting classes. One is about fixing mistakes and things, and the other one is about how to put stitches together or something like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay.
So,
We were gifted from Denise, who is Kiki Boo Bag.
and this is her new tag.
It's her new tag. She gifted us each a wedge bag. In her, I think this is between her small
There we go.
and her medium. This is what it looks like. It has a little zip bumper pull. It says Hope on it. When she gifted us the other 2 drawstrings, she gifted us the wedge bags. Look, the inside has all kinds of nice words like hope and laugh and learn, and it's got numbers and things like that.
What's fun is that when she packages it, she has a little thing that says, "Your bag has been folded for easy shipping. You may wish to lightly press it with a warm iron before use."
Well, I'm glad she said that because I'm always nervous about how to do that. And they came out perfect. I mean,
Yes. And
in
I'm not gonna bother.
I'm not going to press it. In fact, I'm putting my hat in there.
Yeah, I was just gonna do the
Okay.
same thing with mine.
The only reason I didn't have it in here to begin with was because I didn't want to give anything away. So, Denise,
Yes,
thank
this is
you.
definitely bigger.
Yes, thank you, Denise. This is amazing. We're very happy to receive this.
Yes.
Her bags are very well made. She even
Yeah,
has
there
her
is
little.
definitely more
I don't
room.
know what this is for. I think you can hook like stitch markers or a key fob or something on here, and it has like a little hole in the fabric, and it says love or whatever her fabric says there, and then you have her little
Yeah, you see,
peekaboo
it
label.
was a little tight in the other bag, and this is, I actually have a little bit of room in here.
Yeah, it's a little bigger than the tea bag one. Is
Yes.
that the one you're showing it?
Yeah.
So it's very, very nice. Denise, we are so appreciative. Thank you very much.
Now, Mom, mine is just a little different than yours. I have, you have 2 little jewel things up here, and I have a red bead.
yeah.
So just so you know the difference.
Well,
between
mine
ours.
curves too.
Yeah.
I think I could probably straighten the wire a little bit, but there.
But yeah,
There we go. And I got a blue on the bottom.
we both have blue on
On the
bottom, but
bottom.
you just have 2 reds on top.
Okay. I mean, it's easily changed if you wanted it. All you have to do is unhook
This
it.
is mine.
No, I meant the pupper pill if you wanted to
No,
change it.
this is my bubble pill.
Good, because I don't want to change it. I was just giving you the option because that's the kind of hairpin I am.
My bubble pill.
My precious. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Denise, we hope you have a safe trip to England if you're not already there. And have a wonderful visit. Okay. Do you have any autobiography?
Let's see. Well, you first, for instance, my design news. You know about the active designing phase. Talked about the proceeds going to American Heart Association. Talked about the submitting toy pattern to the Nipix Independent Designer Partnership Program. Still waiting to hear back from them. Oh, and Mike the Platypus is still in testing until August 4th.
Which is my husband's birthday. I told Valeria we'd let her know all about Christmas in August.
Yes. But, yeah, it's all design news. Autobiography, I'm not sure. No, I haven't had a chance to work on a shared story since, because we had a short period of time.
Yeah, we had. She had a funny schedule, and then we had a short period of time between the last time we podcasted, which was later in the week. Now we're doing it earlier in the week, so we have 5 days in between the two.
Let's see.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, today, Sunday.
Yeah.
5 days. So we had a short week in terms of time to get things done.
And I
then her
worked 3
schedule-
of the days.
Yeah, 3 days. So it was, yeah, not much done.
Yeah. Actually, only 6 days before the podcast itself.
I thought it was
Because
5.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Right, Sunday.
You don't
5.
count Sunday because...
Well, that's 4 then, not 6.
I thought I said 4.
You said 6.
I meant to say 4. But it's definitely not 5.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure I said 4.
No, you said 6.
I know I said 4. You stop gaslighting me.
No, you said 6.
She's gaslighting me.
Okay, are you going to do your autobiography or not?
Been watching Rawhide and Gunsmoke. That's why I'm behind in podcasts, although I watched the podcast last night, so I'm a little bit more caught up.
I think Heidi on her last podcast mentioned our cardiac along. I don't know if it was this time. Heidi, I've been watching you binge watching, so I don't remember if I did your two in a row. But you said something about the cardiac, and I just want to make sure I thank you. So you're getting thanked, whether you did it this time or not, because you're very good about doing that kind of stuff.
Yes.
We appreciate it. So,
and I am still reading The Six Wives of Henry VIII by Alison Weir.
I think I must have been in too much close proximity to Dan with the books and all that.
Huh? By Alison Weir. So, it is different than the Six Wives of Henry VIII that Dan is reading. But I am enjoying this one very much.
Oh, we should tell Dan. I don't know if they have it in the UK. Was it cereal?
Yes.
Yeah. Dan, there was a cereal.
Star Wars Special Edition.
Star Wars. What was the cereal?
It looked like a Lucky Charms type
Lucky
thing.
Charms or something, Dan. And we walk by it, and there's this Yoda on the front. Just
And
thought,
then I tried to take a picture for Instagram, and it killed my phone.
See, Dan, you broke her phone. Because we thought about you.
But yeah, that's it for me.
Just wanted to let you know, Dan, about that. Maybe you can find it in the UK. I don't know. Okay, for me, I haven't done any writing. I did do a couple.
Oh yeah, I played Halo.
Yes, played Halo with Daddy. I did a couple of critiques for my writers group in the village, and I posted a story that I'd posted in the Percolator over at the village and got comments on that, which were favorable, so I was happy. But nothing original at this point. I need to find some time to actually be able to focus and do it, so I haven't done that. But
You could have done it when we were killing aliens.
no, I couldn't, because you guys started early, and I was finishing up the handbrake. Okay, so it's your fault. Want to thank Bella Socks and Maria Wilhelmina for their ongoing prize donations. Want to thank the people who have donated to the Autism Awareness Along and made it fantastic. You guys, please don't forget to get in touch with me as soon as you can with your names and addresses, because we find it hard to get to the podcast, the post office. So the sooner you get us the names and addresses, the sooner we have to get them out. We also want to thank the people who have started donating. We have donations trickling in, which is amazing, for the cardiac, and we appreciate that very, very much, because it allows us to give back to you guys, because you give us so much.
And we'll go through the prizes for that next week.
Yeah, as we get them. So thank you very much. I also want to thank Susie Cusey, Nicole B, Nitty Girl 1, and Teddy's Mama for their comments on the YouTube channel. I did see them. I did read them. I just haven't had a chance to answer them.
I want to make sure that we did thank the people who have donated so far. Thank you very much. We will mention you by name. I don't think I actually said thank you.
Yeah, I did thank you for them. I just said that. But that's fine. We can always thank them again. And the only one I know by name is Victoria Studios. Ty has the rest of them at this point.
Yeah.
So thank you very, very much. And I think we are at the end.
Look, it's bedtime.
We wish you a very, very blessed week, full of knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, dyeing, whatever it is makes you happy. And speaking of dyeing, I did want to plug Heidi's from Undead Yarn. She's having a knit, spin, dye along, I think it is.
Yes.
So she wanted to pull in the spinners and such, and people who don't usually get to do the cal-cals. So if you're interested in that, if you like to spin or if you like to dye and you wished you had a place to put those in a cal-cal, Heidi is doing one for that. So she's on Dead Yarn, and you can check it out there. She has all the details there. All right, so have a wonderful, blessed week. We hope to see you next week on Monday, we hope.
Or Tuesday.
Or Tuesday. And this is Pen, Hook, and Needles Podcast, episode 162.
Yep.
And that's a wrap.